And you know why I know that my Americanized Filipino wife is not gonna leave me?
Bro! Oh God! This Timu brand Elon Musk, but you may know him as Chad the Dad on TikTok. A passport bro that somehow survived Plan B and now lives in his 4th-floor mansion in Hawaii with his Americanized Filipino wife, as he almost exclusively refers to her as Chad for Dad.
Well, it didn't take long for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave.
What seemed like an episode of 90 Day Fiancé gone wrong is only the tip of the iceberg, which is the weird world of passport bros. Oh, Lord of His mercy, man. Take these microphones away from these. Take the royalty-free beats. And we taking a tour of their world on today's Foreign Friday.
It's a foreign man in a foreign land.
I woke up this morning at the cunny crack of dawn. My eyes still crusted shut, and the butter ain't even melt on my tuna fishing grits yet. And I opened the moribund app we know to be TikTok, because yet again we know that TikTok will be getting banned very soon. And the first thing I see is this Tom looking nigga right here. Oh God! Like, you understand what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's rough, man. It's rough. Tomatoes in the chat, booze and hiss in the chat. For Chad to Dad. Yes, this nigga named Chad for Dad. So from you name Chad for Dad, Chad to Dad, whatever it is, I don't know that there ain't no saving you, because you ain't one be saved. The caption read, "My Filipino wife has been Americanized." So the fact that I saw this, that meant that of course I had to share my trauma and show you as well.
My Americanized Filipino wife. That seems to be triggering a lot of people. Let me explain what I mean. In America, if a woman is not happy in the relationship, all she has to say to the world on social media, and especially to the government, "I'm not happy." And if she drops the word abused, the American system steps in. And the man's side of the story is, it's all assumed. I'm an evil, controlling, patriarchal, oppressive white dude.
He said it, you know.
And the narrative quickly, instantly becomes me bad, she victim. I brought her here, I married her, I signed all the government forms saying that I will support her for a minimum of 10 or 1,000 years. I don't know, I don't even know what I signed. And all you dudes out there who have been through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Americanized means weaponization of the male-female relationship to benefit the female, because family court is not a judicial system, it's a corporation.
He's turned the word Americanized into a slur.
Digging into the pockets of dads. She doesn't have any money. I have all the money. A relationship can go south when the woman has lost love for her man and she's just going for the bag.
This is a 60-year-old man talking about going for the bag, bro. Oh God! I miss when y'all niggas used to like complain about people being on your lawn, but nowadays y'all talking about the bag, bro. Oh God! It's not lost on me that this very well might be rage bait. You know, but it's far too involved, as we're about to find out. It's far too involved to be rage bait, because you don't fly to a country, import a woman from said country to the States like you import a car from Europe, and bring children into the world kicking and screaming against their will, simply to trigger Western women. But I get in my head of myself. This is Chad for Dad. Chad to Dad, sorry. The latest in the movement known as Passport Bros. Passport Bros is a term for the terminally online group of predators. Oh God! I don't want to equivocate. Predators that engage in sexual tourism. I don't want to sugarcoat it or engage in the new speak of pacifying the word predation, but I live in the Bahamas. Okay? I see. Let me tell you, let me get close to you. I see these flat-faced niggas. Oh God! These Plan B surviving niggas come off the cruise ship, neck redder than Larry the flicking lobster. And they is whisper in the local women ears, in the melanated ears of black Bahamian women. They come and they whisper, "Hey, sexy senorita, Jamaica me crazy, you know." Oh God! I cringe and just saying it myself, but anyway, let me get back there. Jamaica me crazy. Nah, listen, let me spit something real to you real quick. I could take you from all this. You know them all niggas that spending their pension inside the strip clubs, right? And they talking to the strippers while they trying to work. And they in there talking about you don't have to do this. You know, taking them off the pole. That's them. That's them, bro. On my soul. On my soul. HR, see them here? Please. I wish God would grab them by the fat of their neck and fling them back from wherever they come from, but they end up on the shores of the Bahamas. Now, most of this is be fantasy, but some of these fantasies is unfortunately make it out of the group chat and end up with these dudes right here. These dudes end up coming to the Caribbean, to West Africa, to Thailand, to do the colonial shuffle of going to foreign lands to conquer women. Oh God! Okay? So, you know, chat, before I did the preliminary research for this, I thought that the passport bros were still confined to, you know, 4chan and Reddit forums, right? You should have seen my face when my mouth did tear open like a Frito chip bag. My eyes dead open, wide open like dinner plate. I talking the screams I scrum when I find out these niggas is organizing. These niggas have a whole flicking website.
What the dog doing?
Lord, they made a website, my lord. They have a whole website. They have a dating app or like a way that they got testimonials. Fam, I about to get to the fact that they block. You know, university sites when they like be trying to show that they got diversity, so they find like the token black student that, you know, barely shows up to classes, but somehow has made it to the front page of their department, and then they just put them on there. That's it right here. Honestly, they used to do that to me too, but that's it right there. DI passport broism blood. It's a madness. It's a madness. They got merch. Oh God, the legend and ultimate original passport bro, Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz is Bahamian, you know. This serious issue regarding millions of men's frustration with Western society's harmful anti-masculinity rhetoric, lack of traditional values, along with numerous other disturbing trends. Why did they have to go and bold that? I don't even want to click this. I feel like that's TOS. Y'all niggas only got 24 signatures. I know I might be making light of this, but this is no hyperbole when I tell you that this is teetering, if not teetered, on sex trafficking. It hides itself in plain sight as a crusade on behalf of Western men to reclaim the traditional ideas of man and woman in that binary. Trad women, even them, they even getting in on the grift. I can lead the charge. Stop white women trad wives in 2025. Stop them. Stop them. If you see them in the car in front of Whole Foods, call someone. Call Dr. Umar. Call someone, blood. Someone gotta be able to help us, blood. Call Ja Rule.
You guys know that there's a trend encouraging men to all get passports and travel abroad. Not just for sights or good food. No. It's to find wives. To find women who are more traditional. They're traveling all across the world just to find women who are more humble, more feminine, and willing to treat their men better than women in the US. Traveling to places like Italy, Thailand.
They had me right up until she said Italy, because maybe I'm wrong. That's where fascism started, blood. You could tell it's a grift because trad wives don't have sleeves.
Come on, man.
They don't have sleeves. They can't have sleeves. She ain't even good at grifting.
Brazil, just to find women who will treat them right. The passport bros ideology is that they're escaping the hatred of feminist women and are traveling somewhere they can thrive.
And by thrive, I literally mean get robbed in Colombia.
This is seen as a way to restore the natural balance between masculine and feminine energy.
When you start getting into the chakra talk, I just turned the song down.
This is triggering some women because they think that these men are interested in finding these women. They think they will be more submissive.
But here you have a pick-me leveraging the existence of this trend to finger wag at Western women that they need to be more like trad wives. Now, unfortunately, when we hear passport bros nowadays, we end up thinking of black men.
I'm a Filipino, I'm so glad I meet ya. If you don't know, I'm happy when I see ya. We should make an album, you a nice feature.
Oh, Lord of His mercy, man. Take these microphones away from these niggas. Take the royalty-free beats, the type beats, take them away. We need to abolish these online distributing services where niggas could upload directly to streaming services. We need to take them away because they making passport bro anthems. Oh God. Here's Filipino. We have regressed to monkey. When your whole identity is the race and nationality of your wife, bro. He made the channel's name the Black Filipino TV. Oh God. These niggas need to be stopped, man. It don't make no sense. Oh God, the struggle braids. You know, like the cables from the lights and thing like that. And when like it ain't long enough to reach to the ground, so it just dangling in the air. This Pusha T knock off great value budget brand nigga. Oh, they need to go and hit the red button at the nigga making factory. They need to turn the whole conveyor belt off. Where Henry Ford when you need him? Lord, the niggas that you put on this earth, they doing shit like this. Oh God. My brother in Christ, y'all are lost. And yes, my brothers, my black brethren, have been made into the poster coons. For passport broism. Look at this, man. You can see this salt and pepper beard. This could be my dad. I would be ashamed to know my dad was out here doing this foolishness.
My question to you is, when are you going to learn about my culture?
Bro, why they started the music that? Why they do the music like that?
I'll give you an example. You call me fat and ugly in front of people.
Asshole.
What?
I say you are ugly, you...
My boy, listen, she was talking in Pinoy initially so that you didn't understand what she was saying. And then she translated for you, bro. Oh God. She translated the vibe for, man. She translated. He said, oh, you didn't understand me. Sorry, I was speaking in my native tongue. What I meant to say was...
very bad.
You really said that?
Yeah.
All right. In my culture,
Unbothered.
in America, that's rude, that's disrespectful, especially when a woman says that about the man that she's with.
In the words of Dr. Umar, you expect me to believe that black women found you ugly and white women found you beautiful? Oh God.
Yeah, no disrespect for the girls in the West. They don't say with their voice, they say with their chest. They too masculine. If I compliment them, they gon' call the cops.
Bro, if you compliment them, they can call the cops. Oh God. What are your compliments, bro?
Not trying to say she black, but her attitude is whack.
They have to bring black women into it. Not trying to say she's black, but her attitude is whack. These Dr. Seuss, Ice Spice type tunes, Passport Bros is just like another iteration of a lot of conservatism, and like this rap, it could come very easily from a conservative secular rap group that like trying to make fun of like pronouns and things like that. It sounds very similar, right? Because it's the same people. Oh God. These niggas is walking L's.
Got to Italy, I'm dripping like somebody lit.
Why are people lying about they going to Italy? Because they're not finding these women in Italy. Oh God. They're not. Okay? These niggas are walking L's. And lots of the women be knowing that they walk in L's. Since this is an established practice. Passport broism, an established practice. If a dude come from bumper-flicking Massachusetts, population 250,000, mummified, aged, oppressed by gravity itself, if he come all the way from over there, and despite obviously looking for an arrangement, like looking for a monogamous or maybe even polyamorous arrangement, looking for love, and have found themselves involuntarily single, then come to your country, your developing country, and bring you over to be their bride, bring you over to the States to be a bride. They know that every viable partner around them in their own community has deemed them an unworthy partner, to the point where they have to conquer time and space itself, pay copious amounts of fees to find a dating pool that is unknowledgeable of the walking L that they are. Oh God. But despite what they say, despite everything that I've been talking about, passport broism is not a black profession. Here we have Mitch McConnell. Oh God. A young girl and her elderly child sex tourist client captured on the film on the beach at Pattaya, Thailand. That is the true face of sex tourism. White rich men, they've been doing this for decades. And it goes across gender, actually. I wouldn't even put it on the right rich men. This goes against genre. Not genre, gender. Very rampant sex tourism on behalf of wealthy white women, wending to Africa in search of men. And let's not forget, the dreadheads of Jamaica.
No long year boy, you know, make white woman buy him car.
Okay, so I'll translate. Long-haired man, talking about dreads. Long-haired man making white women buy him cars.
Buy him house.
Buy him a house.
Give him money.
Give him money.
Carry him down foreign.
Bring him over to the States.
And lay down on him back.
Lay down on his back.
Woman a riding hood.
Oh God. Woman ride is hood. Hood in patois means yeah, the head, you know, hood, head, yeah, that.
Just jump up off my hood, right?
Jump up. Oh God. Jump up off. Get up off the head, yeah.
Over his face.
And jump on his face.
In coward to push her off.
He wanted to push her off, but he couldn't. He cowered against pushing her off.
If he ever harass her, he lose every rascal thing.
Because if he pushes her off, he will lose everything that he's gained from this arrangement.
Man just surrender.
So he just surrenders his body. I don't even have to go to Jamaica about this. Even closer to home, we have a Bahamian that went viral on TikTok for being handsome, which, no surprise, he's Bahamian. He suddenly had a trend of black women from the States flying in to find him, showing up at his work to make him take videos with him. There's no misogynoir allowed in the chat. If we see misogynoir, boom, straight to jail. Do not harass this person.
I fell in love with somebody who doesn't even know my name,
Lord. Oh God. Lord. Stella, you don't come over here to get your groove back. If my woman did find out that I had girl them flying over foreign to come take pictures of me, you always gonna see me on the news. Oh God. And yes, that is a child. It's a grown woman with mortgage and car payment. This is an isolated occurrence. If you search him up on TikTok, there's hundreds of videos of him with women walking up at this man's job to take video and picture of him, bringing the bar hundreds of tourists while he making minimum wage and have to endure things like that. There's a lot to dissect when it comes to that aspect, because masculinity dictates that this is desirable and we appreciate the attention, right? But this is unsafe. You got women in the comment section asking where he work, what's his schedule, what's his government name, and if the dynamic was different, people might have been more receptive to a dialogue. But over here, pretty much devil spice. Can you dox him real quick? He's hot. If you're fine, you don't have a right to privacy anymore. Now, that being said, the prototype and the overwhelming demographic for sex tourism has always been rich white men. Bringing us to the thumb-looking nigga named Chad Fada.
Well, it didn't take long. It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave. After providing and going on the Disney...
When we talk about provision and being a provider and having financial adeptitude, you need to be more than that, you know. Even like when it comes to children, like you normally hear like a father of like 10 and he's just like, well, I always pay for, hey, I support my children. I make sure that my children bills are paid, That is instrumental care. That is a given that you need to try your hardest, your absolute endeavor best to make sure that your children are instrumentally cared for. And then there's nurturing. You can't just say, oh, well, I make sure my wife is paid for. She's not a car, bro. Oh God.
World trip, which included the funeral for my mom. When we got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia, I was greeted with the announcement from Jayanne that she wanted a separation. And then I discovered through text that she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children.
That story in itself is a quintessential narrative in white conservative spaces. Like, it's almost as popular as the illustration of the puissant dick dragging on the floor black man that is going to sexually assault your pure, blonde, blue-eyed white wife that was established in Beast of a Nation. The idea that there are women out there gold digging and only marrying men as a means to gain access to financial freedom, and then as soon as she gets that, as soon as she reaches the threshold where she could divorce you and take half, and as well as the 2 kids, she's going to do that. And it is such a compelling compelling narrative. Like, you've heard it from Pearl, you've heard it from Candace Owens, you've heard like this idea that men are absolutely gutted, debased, and cuckolded by the justice system. There's a bevy of flicking studies that show the predisposition to judges and judicial systems benefiting, on average, white wealthy men. If you have the wealth, if you have the means, you could buy better lawyers.
That's heavy, right? That's a nuke. And I'm gonna go into my bunker. So I came downstairs in my nice 4-story mansion and just...
I supposed to feel bad. Let me tell you, I supposed to feel bad for you separating from your wife in your 4-story mansion. Oh God!
Stayed by myself through Christmas Eve and through Christmas Day.
Why you out of bread?
I missed Christmas with my children.
All of these are heartstrings that he's pulling on in the conservative narrative handbook. On Christmas! You served me the papers on Christmas. I couldn't spend time with the babies even though they right upstairs. On Christmas! Oh God! Yeah, I was abusing you. Yeah, I was financially abusing you. Yeah, I was making you everything but a slave in name. But Christmas?
My in-laws, my mother and my father-in-law, they proceeded to open the presents without me. Presents all of which I bought. I'm lucky enough to have a big house, and
we heard you the first time.
The logistics of it can be met right away, but I spent Christmas utterly by myself. And it's coming up on New Year's Eve, and I'm still alone. Because there's no communication from her. Why? Because she's communicating with her parents. She has the total backing and validation of her parents. Plus TikTok.
Her parents said that I can't abuse her anymore. Oh God! And TikTok, you know, people, the TikTok DEI people said that I'm a meanie. Oh God! So now I just went downstairs to my mansion and just went to the 4th floor and I don't know, watched interracial porn and beat my meat. I want to hold space for the traumatic experience of divorce. Let me use empathy. I want to hold space. I am a child of divorce. It is not easy, especially on the kids. That being said, the way that this rather private process is being portrayed via a TikTok as a medium is somewhat dystopian. I ain't gonna lie, because this is bringing a lot of traffic to their accounts. When you team this up with the fact that they had kind of like a family channel, you know, multicultural family channel type of thing, it makes me have to have like a little bit of pause. But the question is, how did they get here? But here's some context. This is them what it seems like arrangement.
Why did you marry me?
Because I don't want to work.
People are going to say that she's a grown woman and she can make her decisions. And she clearly articulated that she is with him for the money. He knows that, she knows that. But I don't understand like why people feel as though by virtue of the relationship being transactional means that they should endure abuse on top of that. By virtue you being with the man for money means that anything that happens to you adjacent to that is warranted because you know what you was getting into. Because you agree to one doesn't mean that you agree to all.
We need to leave a little earlier so I can get you some cash.
The Asian part in particular is really interesting because there's this mythos around Asian women, especially when we're talking interracial. There's this mythos that Asian women are submissive. They don't talk about the grooming process that like a lot of Asian folks like probably go through. They make it essential to their race that they are predisposed to being good partners because they are humble. Docile is a great word, Shigo. If you ask like a lot of men, why do they love their wives or why do they choose their wives, and describe about them what you like about your wife, like you will hear them describe a slave. Like make it a game, make it a drinking game. Ask men on the street, what do they love about their wives? You know, she's beautiful. Oh, I like how she takes care of me. I like how she takes care of the home. Like I love the type of mother she is. She's a good mother. By good mother, what do you mean? She takes care of her children. But by good wife, what do you mean? Oh, she cooks for me. She cleans for me. This passport broism culture and movement is very much in line with trad wife, soft life. Like I did a video on missionary tourism on the main channel, Foreign Man and Foreign Land. Missionary tourism and poverty tourism. There's a benevolent sexism to these men. Benevolent sexism in particular is opening doors and thinking that a woman isn't like strong enough to carry things, so you're always doing that, always paying for meals because you don't think that they're financially adept enough. These men are traveling to developing countries claiming that they want to help the women out of poverty. They tell it to them, and most importantly, they tell it to themselves. They need to believe that in order to justify what they're going to do to them. But just like how I discussed in that video, there have been white missionaries and Peace Corps officers that go to developing countries. Imagine they have the aid. You're a US Peace Corps, you a UN Peace Corps, they have the aid. And they're aided by the fact that they adorn regalias that symbolize we are here to help. We are the government and we are here to help. We are the UN Peace Corps and we're here to help. Or I don't know, like maybe Jesus sent you. Oh God. Right? And then they wag a carrot in front of the women's faces, the local women, and then say, I can help you. You just need to help me. And by help, we mean sexual favors. Some of these women, some of them aren't even women. Some of them are girls. And they get them into survival sex. Because a lot of them don't have choices. A choice made under pressure is not a choice. It's coercion. If you are essentially in indigent poverty and you are the child of a mother and father who are in indigent poverty, can't even provide for you, and a man is walking up to you with promises of being able to help you and your family, not only do you feel like it's a duty to help yourself, but you feel like it's a duty to help your family. And you have something that is valuable. Youth, fecundity. So you take it. You take the carrot, you get pregnant, and what end up happening? A lot of these missionaries and them leave, go back to their own country. It's the reason why in the Philippines, a lot of the soldiers and whatnot came, impregnated the local women, and then left. So it's a city that is dominated with a prevailing aesthetic feature that is likened to those soldiers that came and impregnated them. You know what it is to generationally change an area? Generationally change the makeup, the demographic, facial features of an area because you just happen to be carrying out American imperialism, and then ultimately you go back to your family, your actual family, kiss your kids, get praised as a hero of your society. Meanwhile, you have a child that you don't even know. You don't know how they're being taken care of. White deadbeat dads exist. Oh God.
I couldn't even get to the point where I was saying, well, look, I'm in it for the real deal here. I'm looking for a woman young enough to have children because I don't have children and I want to be a dad. So I'll give you everything if you give me everything.
This nigga think he John Legend. Oh God. This nigga think he John Legend talking about I'll give you all of me if you give me all of you. Like, bro, they got the child here flicking, carrying on like he's a goddamn lapdog.
Couldn't even get to that point. But I could have that conversation with a woman in the Philippines like I had with Jayanne, and she would say, okay, tell me more.
Oh God. Dog saying that he could have a conversation like that. A transactional arrangement of a body where he could say, hey, I want a child, you want money, exchange ain't no robbery. He could say that to her and she wouldn't call the police on him or slap him and throw a drink in his face simply because she doesn't have the luxury to do so. She's in an impossible situation and you are a door out.
How's that work? And then you have a discussion about it, and then you can come to find out, you know, if your goals are going to work out together. So I literally stopped swiping in the United States.
It's like Invincible when Omni-Man was beating the flicking brakes off of his child and tell his child that his ma was a pet. Oh God. She's more like a pet to me, yeah.
These are my pride flags.
It's hard not to think that this is rage bait. I believe in humanity too much to think that someone would conquer time and space, go to a foreign country, impregnate a woman and import her to the United States, bring children into the world, all to rage bait. I can't live in a world like that.
My country, my duty, my state, honor, and my passion. USA, Hawaii, Philippines.
Bro, what do you mean? Bro, what do you...
What the dog doing?
What do you mean the passion is the Philippines? Oh God. These niggas is Christopher Columbus.
Go Pride.
Chad Dad is literally like a priority conservative man. He's worse than Stan from American Dad. Oh like for real. He's a rich, white, older man who likes to show off his wealth. Pretty much.
Welcome to the top floor of my 4-story mansion in...
This nigga think that he is flicking David Dobrik. Oh God! This nigga think he flicking Mr. Beast. Like,
Welcome to the top floor of my 4-story mansion in Honolulu, Hawaii on New Year's Eve.
And I know that the Hawaiians ain't happy that he here. They was trying to stop Americans from flying into Hawaii at one point. So I know that the Hawaiians ain't happy.
And you know why I know that my Americanized Filipino wife is...
Bro! Why you have to say it every time? My Americanized Filipino wife. Like, she don't have a name. I don't know this woman's name. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You have to say the whole thing.
Not gonna leave me?
Bro, hold on. Let me wheel it back. Well, let me... Oh, God. Shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This got my whole prostate in flame right now, dog.
Welcome to the top floor of my 4-story mansion in Honolulu, Hawaii on New Year's Eve 2025. And you know why I know that my Americanized Filipino wife is not gonna leave me?
And it says third child on it. It says third child on it. It's like Agent 626. Bro, like, oh God. Why, dog? Blood, fire, and brimstone, bro. This is like the white equivalent of You're My BM, I Won. Oh God. Like, look at the face, bro. Not one lip. Bro, I can't.
She's pregnant.
And he got the Vine booms on the background. Oh, this gotta be fake blood. Them children is paid actors. Please tell me so. Take it out, it hurt.
She may not love me, she may not want me, but she needs me.
Huh? You want to find these niggas, bro? Not a lip. Not a lip, Maria. Not a bottom, not a top, not a nothing. My boy got slits for lits.
And that's what love is based on. Need.
Okay, alright. Call the police. I'm gonna call the police. Call the police. Call the police. You know, I feel kind of bad actually now. Because essentially he's admitting the fact that like he does not know love. He doesn't know love. He knows need. He operates in the realm of enmeshment, you know, an unhealthy relationship of transaction. He doesn't believe in unconditional love, a love defined as the nurturing of one's soul at the expense of your own. He doesn't acknowledge that. He needed Bellux 30 years ago. I like to believe that people could change, but Lord.
Don't fucking kid yourselves, okay? Let's enjoy this New Year's Eve.
So you could just end all of these random...
But how hot is it in there? Oh God! I live in the Bahamas. I live in the Bahamas where, you know, there's probably snow where y'all is right now. Most of y'all inside chat, right? Why is it always hot where this man is? It's a 4-story mansion and there ain't no air conditioning. Not in one of the rooms, because every room he's sweating in.
Public shootings. If we did in America what they do in the Philippines, everywhere you go in the Philippines, any store, I don't care if it's a bank or a nail shop or anywhere, there is always armed guards.
You see, I genuinely felt like he was about to give, like, you know, a surprising advocation for gun control in the United States. What was I thinking?
What the dog doing?
Of course, he's gonna say no. In order to stop mass shootings, we need more guns. Oh God!
I mean, these are not cops. These are just private security guards, and they're always packing shotguns. Every store. Just help unemployment. Hire security guards, let them pack shotguns like they do in the Philippines. Never have random shootings on campuses or in stores or in malls or anything like that.
These niggas want to live in the Third Reich. Oh God! They want to live in the Third Reich. They want to live in a police state.
My wife has been in America now for just over 3 months from the Philippines. And the other day she asked me something. It was quite sad. She said, "Baby love."
Why he had to do that?
Oh God.
Why he had to do that? He didn't have to do that. Why he had to do that? Why he had to do that? Why he had to do that, bro? Why anybody foreign, anybody that doesn't live in continental USA gotta sound like the flicking Cinejack commercial? Oh God. Why?
Why in America do they hate children and mothers?
You see, this is the conservative thing. Just watch.
I couldn't understand where the question came from. But if you think about it, when I was in the Philippines, they have separate lines at most of the stores called priority lane for pregnant women.
You see, yet again, on the surface, like if anybody browsing TikTok heard this, they would be like, yeah, I could get behind this dude. He believes that women, and pregnant women in particular, ought to have some accommodations in order to prioritize them. I could get behind that, right?
So there is, despite the poverty in the Philippines, a great respect for mothers, pregnant women, and a great love for children. They adore children in the Philippines. Families do everything to do the best for their children. So I'm sure to my wife it was quite a surprise to come to America and see the blatant hostility toward the gender of being a biological woman.
As soon as I heard biological women, I knew where this was going. As soon as I heard biological, anytime like when you hear someone talk about biological women, that's when you know you're about to get very J.K. Rowling-ly.
Oh God!
You're about to get into that flicking Turf Island territory. Like I'm telling you right now, it's coming. It's coming, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's coming. It's coming, bro.
Being an annoying, inconvenient pregnant woman, and two, having a little brat running around disturbing all of these adult children's time.
And who do you mean as adult children?
I can understand her question, and I can see her point very clearly now. We have a cultural crisis in America where we outright hate children, and I don't need to get into...
You just called children brats.
...to the current social media war about drag shows targeting children, or anyone who identifies as a woman can be a woman, or...
The reason why I love this is because like it just shows how well lubricated a very easy, commonly agreeable entry point is for like most people in society that aren't like thinking too critically. If you're just browsing and you start a TikTok and they saying, oh, America hates children and hates pregnant women need more provisions and accommodations and all that, you begin to think like, okay, no, I agree, like there should be more provisions. Again, with that benevolent sexism, right? Because like they can't fend for themselves, right? They're hormonal, they're weak, only good for babies, right? You begin to think like, oh yeah, I could get down with this. Do you see it's only been 1 minute 43 seconds and you've already descended into transphobia? You've already made a gradual descent. We're now entering the air flight zone of Turf Island. You don't need this grand display of bigotry in order to see it coming. The more that we put onus on needing to hear a white man say nigger with a hard R, the more we will miss mundane violence in our everyday world. Because this right here, your uncle saying this, your grandpa saying it, your daddy probably saying it.
Many of the other things that you see, which basically boil down to adults, supposed adults in 2023, who want to be the children themselves.
You also see like the infantilization of minorities and trans folk, minorities in general, anybody that is not him.
Being offended by real children, real women, and real mothers who cut into their narcissism.
Says the narcissist. says the adult child. So now we could probably maybe ascertain as to why, you know, Shorty was just like, all right, I'm out.
So a couple of my videos have gone viral. A guy who is separated from his Americanized Filipino wife.
Oh, God, man. Come on, bro. Every video, he does not refer to this woman by... This woman don't have a name. This woman don't have a name. I thought maybe we would have found like one where he doesn't start off with this, but he doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can mention... Vanda, yeah. He can mention the house. Just wait.
Dad to dad. I'm a grandiose narcissist who had a dream, and it was to turn my life around and not be stacking bodies, and I wanted to...
I know he's not talking about killing people, but I need people to stop referring to sexual partners as bodies. We realize that we're referring to whole people as bodies. Do you all think that like when dicks enter y'all, the dick itself is carved its name inside the walls? Like what? It's like getting ran through. Bro, are you a finish line?
Married for a very long time prior to that, and it didn't happen, so you know, go do your digging and you'll meet my ex-wife and you'll get all the drama. But the drama seems to be centered around two narratives. One narrative, I'm a sick, creepy, oppressive, controlling, rich bastard who uses my power, influence, wisdom, and wealth to control an innocent, naive, dumb, third world woman. And the second narrative is I'm the victim of a manipulative, conniving, long game playing gold digger. What's missing from all this is the real narrative, our story, our love. Yeah, we have problems, but we have a lot of love. And we're putting it out there because it needs to be told. All right? And it is helping us. JN watches her supporters and I watch my supporters. And we come back to the table and say, okay, you know, are we just walking memes?
Are they getting therapy from posting on TikTok? Oh God! Are they mediating their relationship by reading TikTok comments and response videos? Instead of them going to therapy, instead of them trying to discuss and communicate and work through their problems if they say that they have one, they're going to go to different floors of their mansion and live and post TikToks and rely on the people in the comment section and doing stitches to mediate their relationship.
So, you know, thanks for the views. It ain't gonna change what happens. It's all projection of folks' own hatreds and prejudices and experiences in life.
He might have really meant bodies. Oh God! Like I mean, like seeing this man. I had to zoom in, but yeah, that's a jump scare. I apologize for that. Yeah, y'all didn't need that.
Did an entire deep dive investigation on Chad to Dad, so that
shout out Fakai02544.
You don't have to, and what I've discovered, thanks to some comments on my other video, will shock you. So his first wife was Mel, and they have this IT business in Hawaii. It looks like the business was founded in 1991, and then this is a picture of them in 2020. Okay, so that's an important detail because what I'm about to tell you next is very strange. But what it appears to happen is that Mel had cancer, and so she couldn't have children, and he wanted to have children. And so it almost seems like the ex-wife is kind of, they're still business partners, and it was almost like she was in on the whole idea of him having a baby with somebody else.
Okay, so chat. Yeah, so he is a tech bro. Did he have a child before? Like, and if so, it couldn't have been with her, right?
On his website, he has this
Fat Charlie says it gets way worse.
Whole section about how he is basically rebuilding his ex-wife's house. Notice that? Renovating the house of my ex-wife. So he's...
Why is that on your website?
Super involved with her. Like, and remember how in the latest information on Disney World, he said my ex-wife paid for the Disney trip? And that's because they are still business partners. And who knows what else? Like, they have some sort of deep friendship. Like, apparently their marriage ended because he wanted to have children and that woman couldn't have children, but they're still enmeshed. He's fixing her house. They own a business together. So then it turns out he has this son from a previous relationship, and this woman was not the wife, the ex-wife. Notice how he says the son was born in 2019, and apparently the woman was married to somebody else, which is why he legally couldn't get on the birth certificate.
Oh God! So he had a wife, had a kid with another woman, divorced the wife, then got his new wife. If this was black people, we would be calling it a ghetto as hell. Like, I ain't gonna lie. They named the first Rock, and with his Filipino wife, Rocky. Colonizers aren't very creative, that's why they have to colonize. He had a child, so he had a child with another woman who was married, divorced the wife, then became a passport bro. This is a developing story. My heart goes out to the children as all. It might be a breeding and cheating fetish. Lord knows I can't take it. This is my first day back. I just get back to work. I know what's going on.